Jack, armed with a hammer, was planning to kill his father-in-law. He rang the doorbell at his father-in-law's house. His plan was simple. As soon as the door opened, he would smash his father-in-law's head with a single strike. However, at that exact moment, the neighbor returned. Jack had no choice but to claim he was just visiting. Pete, the neighbor, was skeptical but still invited Jack inside, completely oblivious to the murderous gleam in his eyes. Once inside, Jack immediately locked the door behind him. Just as he was about to act, he realized that his mother-in-law was also at home. Panicking, he tucked the hammer into his pants and carefully approached Pete. But barely had he sat down when the hammer slipped from his pocket and clattered to the floor. The loud noise instantly drew Pete's attention. Jack was thrown into instant panic. He picked up the hammer and placed it to his right. Pete sensed his intentions and gripped the knife and fork in his hands, the tension in the room escalating. At that moment, the mother-in-law brought Jack a cup of coffee. Pete guided his wife back into the room and then turned to walk into the kitchen. Seeing an opportunity, Jack tried to make his move, but Pete suddenly appeared behind him with a gun. Cash spilled out from the sofa. Though it looked suspicious, Jack had no time to think. He grabbed Pete by the head and slammed him toward the cabinet. But Pete, drawing on his police instincts, seized the chance to fight back, smashing Jack with the television. When Jack came to, he found himself locked in the bathroom, his hands chained to the pipes. He tried to pick the lock using a hairpin but failed and was caught by Pete, who punished him severely. Still, Jack did not give up on escaping. Despite the pain, he forced himself to stand. Grabbing a bottle of shower gel nearby with his mouth, he smeared it evenly over his hands and yanked back with all his strength. Finally, he freed himself from the handcuffs. Jack's obsessive desire to kill his father-in-law had been fueled by his girlfriend, who claimed that her father had abused her throughout her childhood. Pete, however, was stunned by this revelation. To clarify the situation, he called his daughter Lucy. She revealed that she didn't even know Jack. Jack was dumbfounded. Pete, understanding Jack's emotions, patted his shoulder reassuringly while casually taking the hunting rifle from his hands. To snap Jack out of his confusion, Pete gripped him by the neck. Regardless of whether this was all a misunderstanding, Jack had already discovered the money Pete had hidden at home, and Pete began contemplating how to deal with Jack. At that moment, someone opened the door. It was Lucy. Pete aimed the shotgun at his daughter's head, forcing her to reveal the full truth. It turned out that everything had been about money. That day, Lucy had seen her father laughing while holding a bag of cash. Having just lost her job, she asked him for $500 for living expenses, but her miserly father flatly refused. Resentful, Lucy hatched the entire scheme. Shocked, Jack could hardly believe the truth. Lucy's mother, unable to bear the absurdity of the family drama, retreated into another room to escape reality. Pete threw 2 stacks of cash into Lucy's arms. Just as he was about to attack Jack, he realized his wife, unable to face reality, had hanged herself. He rushed back to the room and cut her down. While Lucy mourned, strange noises suddenly echoed from the living room.